Good morning. It is October the 4th, 2017. Time to kick off another trading day. We'll start with our disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Well, Treasuries are pointed higher. We are at resistance right here, 125.20. Then we have this spill from 126.5. So 125.19 to 125.25 is prime sell territory on the assumption that the market will fail today. We have news that can impact the trading. ADP, private unemployment, I've seen 130 to 140. The Econo Day number is 140. PMI services, 55.2. ISM services, 55.5. And crude inventories minus 500,000 barrels. Last night the APIs drew 4.1 million barrels, so they'll be looking for a draw bigger than 500,000 barrels. The news focus, ADP private unemployment and ISM services, and the ISM services numbers have been a little weaker of late, so with the manufacturing numbers we can pretty well guess they'll come in higher than forecast. The service numbers have been mixed. Some have been beat, some have not beaten the consensus forecast, so I don't have a strong feel for that. Hurricane, without Harvey and Irma, I would imagine this number would come in higher than forecast, but this Friday's non-farm payroll number is taking into effect Harvey and Irma also. So here we are at resistance. So 19 to 23, sell 1. 27.31, sell 2. On the buy side, 9 to 13, buy 1. And 1 to 5, buy 2. E-mini could actually pause today. It's I mean, just lack of buying and day trade shorts. So a 20-point pullback would take us to the 25.13 area. So let's be, if we get some selling in the E-mini, it would help Treasuries. I've been elected to be on the board of the Homeowners Association. I've been told, thank God for some return of some common sense. I don't know, but I see why people run the other way when people come ask them to sit on the board. It's last night's meeting was 15 minutes worth of actual hard business and an hour worth of talking about anything and everything. But in voluntary organizations, I have found that everybody has to get their say or they don't work, so you just are prepared for that. Okay, 8 to 12, number 1, sell 15 to 19, and 23 to 27. All the talk is that Powell might be rising as a choice for the new Fed governor to replace Yellen. Supposedly Trump doesn't like Yellen. I mean, you can't believe anything that comes out on the news. And Powell is taken as more of a dove than a hawk. And so that could be behind some of the rally in Treasuries. Plus the market is heavily short. 25, 21, buy 1. 28 to the buck, number 1. And 13 to 17, buy 2. Gold came back last night. Markets don't go straight down, contrary to popular belief. I still remember that Pete Stedelmeyer's Kevin Coy, who actually was on the title of a couple of books that Pete did early in the days. Every day was a trend day in Kevin Coy's mind's eye. And Kevin was a very effective trader as long as Pete was telling him to buy it and sell it and where to do that on his own. Not very good. So gold right here. This is the clean break in the market at the 83, 85 area. If we can get through 85, next stop should be 90, 92. It looks like we might get through it. But structurally, the first sell right here, 85, 87, 89, 91 for sell 2. On the buy side, 79 to 81 buy 1. Play for a retest of that high right there. Breakout from the Globex value area high. Then 74, 76 for buy 2. Well, the shooter had been in Las Vegas taking Valium, and those drugs are dangerous. I lost a friend who left behind a husband and 3 great children to Valium about 3 years ago. And in our pill-happy society, those things happen way too often. That's dangerous stuff. And if you have a psychotic bent, it can exaggerate it, which is what they're guessing may have been the trigger that caused this guy to kill people in Vegas. Okay, we had 25 to 35 is a potential sell zone on the euro, picking up this Asian high and this Asian spill right here. That was the 35 area, so everything is pointed higher right now, so maybe 35 to 45 sell 1, 65 to 75 sell 2. On the buy side, 118 even, bottom of value. And then 1775. So probably pretty good support at the buck. Probably pretty good resistance at 1850. Crude oil. Last night, the API showed a draw of 4 million barrels in crude and a build of 4 million gallons in gasoline. That's not good. And crude sold. So we were looking yesterday for stops below 50. We had a 49.75 50 buy last night. Then against the buck, so we'll keep that buy 1. So we were able to execute with our idea right there, and then we'll make 49.25, leaning against this high volume number, which is our attractor. 49.50 buy 2. Looks like we're going to try to trade higher, so 50.50, 50.75 sell 1, 51.51 1/4 sell 2. We're looking for a 30 to 40 tick range before the news hits, and hopefully the news is far enough off of the estimate that we can get some volatility to make it worthwhile looking at crude today. Usually it does not pay to trade crude until the number is released. And some people won't. Rich Genders does not trade crude post the release because it screws up the numbers. We like it because of volatility. Or I like it because of volatility. I'm assuming you like it too. Need volatility to make money in this game. The E-mini. Okay, the market's long, and what are they waiting on right now? The tax legislation. We know what the general guidelines are. We don't know what the specifics will be or what will get passed and what won't. We know what the opposition party is talking about, money to those evil corporations and wealthy individuals. Sell failure to take out 33.35. We could have a correction today. 20 points takes us back to 25.13, back to retest this area right here. And that would be a good point for the market to retest. Then 39 to 41 for sell 2. The buy side, we've got volume down here at 27. We'll play for, I'm going to put a question mark at 30. We do have news, so 25, 27 by 1. 20 to 22 by 2. The shorts that we'll see today, I don't think we'll see institutions setting shorts. I think we can see individual day traders, exchange members setting shorts. The short-term trading community can. See how far they can take it. And so 10 points below the opening would be a good place to think about countering a down move if we get it. And the news. 130 on the bottom side for the ADP number. Econoday is carrying it at 140. PMI services 55.2. No one will pay any attention to that. 55.5 for ISM services. It has come in lower than forecast. You'd think if any number would come in higher than forecast, it would be services, but manufacturing has really taken off. And crude minus 500,000 barrels. So the news focus, ISM services, and the ADP private employment. That's probably a pretty good rule, Charles. Those drugs that are prescribed, these antipsychotic drugs, lead to a lot of suicides, and maybe worse. Maybe in this case, that killing in Vegas. Going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. Going to get busy on that. Back with you as soon as possible.